Hi, everyone. How's everybody doing? Hi, judges. My name is Edrizio, and this is my co-founder, Amer. Together, we are Regalii. We are revolutionizing global remittances. We allow immigrants to pay for all of their family's basic necessities back home, all via an SMS. Now, I want to tell you a story. This is my real-life family. It's my grandma and my aunt. They raised me. I owe them everything I got. That's why, ever since coming to this country 20 years ago, I've been sending money back home every month so they could use it to pay for food and medicine. Except that every time I send money, they're faced with this. They have to pay for a bus to go to an agency, wait online for 2 hours, face the danger of withdrawing cash in a really bad neighborhood, then have to go to another agency to pay their utility bills. On top of all that, Western Union taxes them 10%. That's insane. And that's why we built Regalii. With us, now hard-working immigrants can send a credit directly to their family's cell phone in Latin America that could be used to pay for food, medicine, utility bills, even tuition. Our customers can visit us online, our website, or can visit us offline at one of our 200 points of sales throughout New York City. Now, let's take a look at that process. This is Rosa Maria. She's a real-life customer in Washington Heights, New York. Now, whenever Rosa wants to put food on the table for her sister back home, all she has to do is visit one of our local brick-and-mortar agents, provide her information, such as her name and cell phone, her sister's name and cell phone, and that's it. She gets immediately an SMS confirmation. Now, in Latin America, her sister receives a unique SMS PIN code that she can use to pay for food at her local supermarket. It works just like a gift card. It's that simple. No more waiting, no more danger. Now, this is the best way of supporting loved ones across borders. That's why it's the future of global remittances. But who is a better judge of that than our very own customers? We are growing 67% week over week, have over 5,000 customers in just 15 weeks. And just last week alone, we had 1,200 new paying customers. And that is all in one single neighborhood in New York City, Washington Heights, serving one small market, the Dominican Republic. Next, we are going to scale into the rest of Latin America, which receives over $69 billion in remittances every single year. Now, 64% of that is already being spent on food and utility bills. Now, the reason we can scale is because we already have contracts that gives us access to over 7,200 retail locations in 8 different countries. No other company has this diversity and this magnitude of a portfolio. Now, each of these retailers pay us a fee, which allow us to subsidize how much we charge our customers. A low flat fee of just $3, up to 70% cheaper than any alternative. Multiply that by the 40 million immigrants who send money back home every single month, and you have a $3.4 billion revenue opportunity. Everyone, we are Regalii. We're a tech company built by immigrants, helping 40 million immigrants put food on the table and keeping the lights on for their loved ones back home. Thank you.
All right. Judges,
I just wanted to make sure I understood correctly. The 40 million your users are the immigrant who's sending the money, not the receiver?
Our payers are the
payer.
Yeah.
And it's $3 per month that you're going to charge
no,
them?
per transaction.
Per transaction.
$3 per transaction?
Yes, sir.
Got it. And you also charge the merchant
Yes, that's why
$4 per transaction?
On average, typically anywhere from 3 to 6%.
And what's the average transaction size?
Anywhere from 20 to 100. It really varies. Food is typically 50 to 100. Bills are typically 20 to 50.
So how are you acquiring customers right now that it's growing so rapidly? What's the, is it a viral word of mouth, or is there some kind of hook in the app that?
Perfect. So since we began the Y Combinator program in May, we've gone from 0 to 200 points of sale, which are typically supermarkets, mom and pop stores, travel agencies, places where the immigrant community is already going to. And what we've seen is that because it's very family-centric, people are starting talking about it now within one single neighborhood. So we wanted to create a network effect within New York City first. So that's why it's growing so rapidly. In order to scale that, we're going to replicate that model, and we already have a pipeline of contracts in Arizona, Texas, and California to replicate the same model, focus on the Mexican market.
It sounds like one of the hardest parts of this was actually getting the retailers on the other side to agree. We already have 7,200 contracts. How did you do that?
Perfect. So our seed backer is Banco Itaú, which is the second largest bank in Latin America out of Brazil. They have contacts with a lot of these players already throughout Mexico and South America. So that gave us a very unique entry point into a lot of these retailers. And now that we have really strong traction, it allows us to replicate that model throughout Latin America relatively easy.
Oh, very cool.
Thank you.
And now that you're integrated with these different retailers, is there any training that's required within store for them to understand how to actually do the remittance?
It's actually pretty seamless, believe it or not, because we're tapping into their existing gift card platform, which they all have. So, yeah.
What other markets do you plan to expand into after Latin America, or have you thought about that?
Right now, with this type of market, you got to be very laser focused.
Yeah.
That's why a lot of players have entered and have failed. We have very laser focused in one single market. Now, next we're expanding to Mexico, so we're going to focus specifically in Latin America to begin with.
Got it.
Is anyone else getting similar traction in other markets that you're not in yet?
Now with this type of product, a lot of people have done mobile money, which is point-to-point cash, which is just M-Pesa. We focus more on point-to-point credit, types of use funds. So we're the only ones with this diversity of portfolio on both sides. If you look at what we've done, with Regalii, you could use us through a web app, a Facebook app, through a local supermarket, travel agency. We partner with NGOs, with churches. We get very grassroots. And on the other side, we have a portfolio that ranges from supermarkets to utility bill companies, pharmacies, even universities.
And is it true that one transaction on the giving side is usable in any of these receiving businesses? Or you have to specify the receiving business as well?
At this very point, you have to specify the type of good, not the type. So if it's food, just food. Ultimately, we want to grow to be universal.
And if it's food, there's basically one place in the receiving area where the customer...
No, there's multiple
Okay.
supermarkets.
Any other questions, judges? All right. That's Regalii. Thank you guys very much.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.